my Taurus babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. Getting ready to do Taurus and Virgo sitting in a tree, Kissing. Yes, indeed. So I've already shuffled and cut the cards, messages that are coming through for Taurus and Virgo. Taurus, I don't know, for some reason in a lot of your readings when I've been shuffling, people hating on you. And I just did a bonus for Taurus and yeah, the haters. So it feels like there may be some third party energy, but this is not third party energy based just on chemistry or attraction. The third party, whoever that may be doing this simply to get back at you, not necessarily that they like the person that you're with. This may not even be a complete, or let me rephrase it, a completed third party situation. This may just be flirting and some bullshit, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. Y'all know what I'm saying. So just be on the lookout for that. Whatever struggle you and Virgo are coming out of, it feels like it's not complete. There's not total resolution there. The third party situation may or may not be a part of your situation, but for whoever that is resonating with, if you're feeling that, let's just put that out there. That may be why. So let's see what we got going on for Taurus and Virgo. A reminder, I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. So overall has abundance, material and spiritual prosperity. And we got authority, choose wisely, positive movement forward, coming out of your recent past, current energy, communication, centerpiece and challenge, emotional loss. At the end of the current energy, discontent and boredom. That's that Virgo energy. Future energy, self-love, spiritual union, and nature. So getting back to the foundation and the basics of what's going on. Just looking at the cards here, there's growth here, but it's going to depend largely on how you deal with these three cards right here. Choose wisely, emotional loss, and whatever spiritual union you're dealing with. Discontent and boredom is there. And I know you're like, how does that relate to growth? It relates to growth because when you get bored or when you get discontented, a lot of times that's where creative thinking comes out of that. Creative endeavors come out of that because you're looking for something to fill a space. The communication, obviously, Mercury getting ready to station direct tomorrow. So your communication is probably going to get better and sharper. Yeah, sharper. I said sharper. And not just from saying what you mean standpoint, but you may have some harsh words to say to your Virgo Taurus. So let's see what the little emotional cards got to say. Oh, well, fuck it. There it is. Tower. And material and spiritual prosperity is pulling the Knight of Wands, which telling me there's some immature energy there. So let's see what else we got. Authority. Pulls the High Priestess. Choose wisely. Pulls the Knight of Coins. Positive movement forward. Pulls the Eight of Wands, communication. Pulls the Eight of Swords, emotional loss. Pulls the Hermit, discontent and boredom. Pulls the Two of Cups, self-love. Pulls the Seven of Swords, is a third-party energy. Damn. Spiritual union, pulls the Ten of Wands, and nature pulls the Lover's card, and just another sneak peek at the bottom of the deck. This is the Judgment card. So, or yeah, Justice. I'm sorry, Judgment, Justice. All that balance and whatnot. So let's see what we got going on. So like I said, and you know what I sometimes say is kind of fucked up about life in general. Just like now, you got a pandemic. Most of us are sitting on top of money we ain't seen in years because you can't go nowhere. You can't spend it. All the little luxurious shit Taurus loves, Virgo too. Can't do shit because it's just where you going. And if you order something online, you know that's going to be 3 months before you get it. You probably forgot you bought it when you do get it. That kind of shit right there. So, while this is a contradictory energy, but it is what it is. While you are sitting on or feeling more abundant, You're still having a fucking tower moment. Who the hell knew? That's the front end of your overall energy. The back end, for all that material and spiritual prosperity, you got somebody in your midst. I'm going to guess it is Virgo, but that it is a fire sign that maybe is causing some of the interruption. Now, mind you, I don't see the only thing indicating any kind of third party anything to me is this card, and I'll tell you why when I get to it. But that's why I said this may not even be a full out, blowout, third party type situation. Somebody, though, doesn't like what you're doing, Taurus. And so they're just throwing salt, and they just, throwing it all on your little Virgo partner. Like, hey, baby, how you doing? And don't mention to you anywhere in the conversation. Just know that. It could be someone you know, maybe not well, but someone you're familiar with. And looking at all the red on the board, just the color red. Your partner may be, this is energy coming up off of this, your partner, your Virgo partner, I know Virgo's like, your Virgo partner may be spreading the wealth. And so for some of you, you might be noticing some things might just not be like they should be financially. I'm going to throw that part out there. But this is very immature energy, and anything going on is very in the moment type shit, because everybody just happened to be on Facebook Messenger at the same time. It's very, right now. So that's in your energy. Some of you may be not feeling it directly and personally, but because that energy is around you, it's kind of on you, if you will. Recent past authority with the High Priestess. Many of you just getting together had to have a shift in the dynamics, because Taurus and Virgo, even though they're both earth signs, Virgo can be a bit demanding when it comes to certain things. So with that High Priestess there, I feel like there may have been a little bit of manipulation in terms of who gonna be the boss and who ain't gonna be the boss. And I don't think this was ever resolved. I still don't think it's resolved now. And this is probably, with it being a major card, some of what's causing some of the tension and upset in your relationship. Next to that, the Knight of Coins on top of the Choose Wisely. It feels like you guys made a choice, and you were more into, I'm talking to Taurus now, you were more into the thing about keeping it together so we can keep it together. That's what that feels like. And whether or not that was a wise choice is going to depend largely on your personal circumstances. I feel like for some of you, it may have been to stay in the situation, although you may not like what's going on right now, just due to circumstances. Cake breakup, rent to pay, kids to feed, whatever. At the end of that, positive movement forward brought a lot of fast communication. So it just feels like y'all quashed it for whatever reason. You didn't really quash it and kill it, but you just kind of swept it under the rug because got to go to work, got to keep the bills paid, got to keep shit going really fast. But on the back end of this fast communication is where I feel like somebody trying to step in. Hey, how you doing? I just popping in to say hi. That kind of bullshit. And the manipulation, if you will, behind that is they just hating on you. So they're going to try and see if they can pull your girl or your guy, however that's resonating, out from under your nose, because you too busy trying to make sure shit is where it's supposed to be. Just saying, get to your current energy. It's about fighting stereotypes, old stereotypes and beliefs about your relationship and communicating that. Now, like I said, tomorrow Mercury stations direct, so I have a feeling Taurus's language is going to get a little sharper. Virgo may not want to hear what Taurus has to say. This Taurus been sitting around mulling this shit and turning it over in their head, looking at reevaluating their value systems. This is not to say Virgo hasn't, but it feels like Virgo has been more, for lack of a better phrase, in the moment with they shit. And for you, for some of y'all, your Virgo may have fire energy in their natal chart. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, rising sign, moon sign, Venus sign, whatever you want to call it. wherever you want to put it, but fire. You may have some heavy fire in their chart as well. Maybe a person that they're dealing with is a fire sign, however that's resonating. But this is what you're dealing with right now. And I think when we get a little further past Mercury stationing direct, Taurus is not going to be so much with blinders on as it's going to be, okay, y'all want to play in the moment? Here I come. With that, though, will come some emotional loss. And it may require Taurus, I don't know, this is a heavy Taurus reading and not a heavy Taurus and Virgo reading. Put it like that. Taurus, you may feel like you need to just take a moment and deal with these issues on your own so you can make some kind of decision. Hence the Justice card at the bottom. You're going to get it. No, that was a card at the bottom. So you're going to get justice at the end of all of this. But taking the time and work through some of those issues on your own. And it may also be a thing about working through what direction am I going to go in from here if I decide to stay in this relationship. At the end of all of that, there's that discontent and boredom. Taurus, you may be tempted by a water sign or somebody with some water in their natal chart. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. They may be pulling you away from your Virgo, or at least you are contemplating being pulled away from your Virgo because all the bullshit going on. There's upset here. Let's not get that part confused. Even though the cards are rather subtle, there's upset here. That creative piece that comes out of discontent and boredom also relates to relationships. Being in a relationship is a creative thing. That's two people coming together to create a partnership. So whether it be based on sex, money, resources, business, whatever, you may be tempted here somewhere in the near future to walk away from your Virgo. That's not to say whether it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. This is just the initial step. It's the Two of Cups. It ain't the Ten of Cups. I'm just saying. So be mindful of that. Again, it's got a lot to do with you right here, Taurus, and what you believe, what's outdated, what's good, what ain't good. And I think, like I said, when you come out of this, your language is going to be sharp. Folks ain't going to like to hear what you got to say, but when we get to the future about self-love and the Seven of Swords, this is like, you know what? Fuck what y'all talking about. I'm out of here. You may well be saying this to your Virgo, and whoever this other person is decides they want to interfere in your situation. And take care of yourself. And take care of yourself in every sense of the word. Because, again, sitting underneath this little set right here, you done had a chance to think about some shit. And I feel like before we even get to that card up here, Taurus, you kind of have a sense. If you don't actually know, you got a sense of something just being a little wonky at this point. So, with that said, you're getting here. It's like, you know what? I'm going to take my swords and walk right past you clowns, because I ain't got to deal with this bullshit. Period. With a T at the end. Which then brings you here. And if this card were upside down, it would be about you, Taurus, relieving yourself of the stress. Again, this is another fire card. So it could even be related to other people that you're around in your family. They may be trying to fuck with you and some other shit. Simply just so you can achieve this. And it may mean this, dropping this, getting to this might not be with your Virgo. I'm just going to put that out there. It may not be with your Virgo. That it is sitting under the Hermit on top of the emotional loss card, kind of giving me an indication it might not be. Could be a water sign, maybe a Pisces. I'm looking at that too. February starts Pisces. So some of you may be getting ready to embark. Them cups right there, the water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You may be getting ready to get off into another chapter of your life. Just know whatever's coming in the future, it will be less stressful for you. And then guess what? After that, getting back to basics with the Lover's card. And this is about you, Taurus, actually thinking about what direction you want to go in. What kind of sacrifice for love are you really willing to make? And that's whether or not you stay with your Virgo or you get with somebody else. What kind of commitment, what kind of promises, what kind of sacrifice am I really willing to make for love? Do I want to start over? Do I want to keep what I got? However that's resonating with you. But that's the short and the long of it. Just know, Taurus, if you're making any kind of decision about your Virgo, they're being immature, yes, because they're not communicating fully, yes, but the other person is being very opportunistic. Let me just put it like that. They see something is wrong, and they're just jumping in because they see an open door. So this is not necessarily Virgo going and pursuing anyone or anything, but they're dealing with what's been dropped at their door. However, they're not dealing with it in a very mature fashion. And as I say that, you see that little snake down there that happens to be red. Just saying, fire sign, whatever. Yeah, the snake in the grass. It ain't got nothing to do with the sex, the romance, or nothing with your partner. It's just they trying to be a damn snake in the grass. What the hell? Can't call that nothing but what it is. Please know, big heapings of justice will be served at the end of all of this. So whoever need to get right, need to get right. I'm just saying. Just saying. Hate to see poor bully sharpening up the horns and get ready to tune up some folk. I don't want to see it, but that's where we headed if Virgo don't get their shit together. Take your time. And that's bringing me right here with the Hermit. Take your time. Whatever you need to process before you get into this future energy, what you walking away from, who you telling to kiss your ass pretty much, and how you plan on taking care of yourself all the way around. Take your time. Take your time in making that decision. The Choose Wisely card is on the board, even though I called it in the recent past, and that's where it landed. It's on the board. So that means it's in play. So that means you need to continue to make good decisions. If getting or staying with your Virgo, Taurus, was not a good decision for you, I know Virgo cross watching like, I'm changing the channel. Okay, I'm sorry. If that wasn't a good decision, Taurus, rethink your steps. And that little set of cards is sitting on top of the Hermit and the emotional loss. It's not a mistake. So, however, Choose Wisely is playing out for you. Just think about that for your future. But take your time. Remember to breathe. I know some of this shit is stressful. Fuck what's going on in the real world. Let's just talk about what's going on in your world. That's stressful. So, breathe. Before you get ready to sharpen up your horns and cuss 15 people out, breathe first. Count to 10, 12, 20, whatever. But breathe. Remember to breathe. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. And remember this. Whether you decide to stay in this Taurus Virgo pairing, I'm talking to Taurus now, or whether you decide to embark on something new, it's a team effort. It's a team effort. And so I feel like in this Taurus Virgo thing, somewhere we forgot that it was a team effort. And it's not one person, just one person's fault. Everybody need to be on the same page and be working for the same goal. When that don't happen, that's when you got confusion and tower moments and people acting silly and some other shit. People trying to manipulate their situation or a situation because they trying to do some shit on their own. I'm just saying. Just remember, it's a team effort. See what the granny cards got. Oh, one just popped out. I never like it when this card shows up. And I'm solely responsible. These are my grandmama's sayings, plus just some other shit that I know. But are they ghosting you? It troubles me when I see that card because it means somebody, once again, that mind fucking shit, mind manipulation. Somebody's trying to fuck with what you know. That's why I wrote it in yellow. Are they ghosting you? However that's applying. Is Virgo saying one thing, and then all of a sudden but you said you was going to be home. It's Tuesday. You ain't been home. Are they ghosting you? Are they telling you some shit and then turn around doing some other shit? Acting like they don't know that they ever told you the first shit? That bothers me when I see that. So that's just a warning, Taurus, to you to pay attention to what folks are saying to you in this murky, fucked up, retrograde energy where all the planets inside, they want to moonwalk at the same time. Just be mindful. Just be mindful. Keep it simple. Moving forward, keep it simple. The nature card. Keep it simple. And nothing got to make anything more complicated than it already is. Just keep it where it's at. Deal with it where it's at and keep it simple. Make room in your life for the new. That is just not sounding good for dear Virgo. I'm sorry, Virgo, if you cross watching. And just be mindful. This could be Virgo going through all of this. Taurus is the one. I know Taurus is like, how dare you? I know, but it's true. It could be Taurus that's doing all of this. However it's resonating, make room in your life for the new. It's time. Taurus, you especially, it's time. I love you guys. I hope everybody has a good rest of the weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.